The records are now open. Welcome everyone to Akashic Answers with Emily, where we're going to dive into your Akashic Records today. I'm going to channel through some energy transmission, some insights coming in for all of you all. Hey kids, Mom is live. I don't think you can hear the chaos going on outside of my door, but there's chaos outside. So welcome to real life of being an influencer, being a wisdom keeper, showing up to share, and still working with teenagers outside your door. This is going to be a really grounded show that we get to have together here today. So if this is the first time you're here, please let me know that you are a first timer, and I want to make sure that you feel welcome inside of this space. My name is Emily Harrison. I am the founder and director of the Akashic Academy, and I work with visionaries and thought leaders, helping them to access the intelligence of their superconscious mind, also known as the Akashic Record, so that they can become masters in their field. Most of the people I work with know that they are here to transform the planet in a really big way. They're here to leave legacy, and they are on a quest to find new technology, new medicine, new paradigms really for how humanity operates and for our society. We are in a renaissance really of consciousness, where this era of suppression, of knowing the truth of who we are as humans and how much power and intelligence we actually have on the individual scale, this consciousness is just flooding into our planet right now. And it has a lot of different outcomes or meanings. I mean, it means that each one of us in our personal life are obviously feeling the transformation. We see transformation happening in our world, in our collective. We see a lot of polarity at play, a lot of old patterns shifting, a lot of areas where we're returning to our power. Hello from the DR, David Vega says. Hello, sir. And congratulations to you and your beautiful new wife. So happy for you. It's fun to follow your adventures. And I'd like to say hello to more of you too. So say hello once you get here. We are going to dive in. And so in addition to saying hello, type in questions, areas where you would like channeling and insight coming in from your Akashic Record. The Akashic Record is the realm of consciousness where every single detail, every piece of information, past, present, all possible futures, I'd have to go back and check all my grammar there. Anywho, with the Akashic Records, we get to tap into this ethereal library of information, and we get to receive insight, receive downloads, receive understanding and intelligence from beyond our perspective as humans. As humans, we experience ourselves and our life through polarity, which generally means this end or this end. If this is the negative end, most of us are experiencing it through the negative end because we are experiencing an era of suppression and lack, and where we've been programmed to put our attention on those things. So we're creating a lot of those things. So we're experiencing that in our life, because that's the energetic vibrational frequency that many of us, many humans approach their lives with that frequency. We are learning as we're having this beautiful expansion of consciousness, which, by the way, you cannot escape. The reason that we are experiencing so much awakening and the return of our power is, cosmically speaking, our solar system is moving through a part of the galaxy where we have alignment to photonic light that's bombarding us directly from galactic center. And photons of light, that's information. It carries information. Hi, Sean, you're new. Awesome. So happy that you're here. And thank you for sharing out. Great reminder. If you are a regular here and you know it's fun, please share this out. The more of us that learn to tap into the space of our Akashic Record and take our power back and unlock aspects of our intelligence that are going to bring in new solutions for medicine, for technology, for our money. Maybe you're like, screw the rest of the world, Emily. I'm just here to fix that for myself. Yes, that's actually how we fix it, is all of the work that is done on the collective moving and shifting is done by each one of us who takes responsibility for our own journey. We learn to course correct, and we learn to show up with a higher level of consciousness, which means a higher, first of all, everybody, it means kindness and compassion to yourself and your neighbor. But it also means a lot of cool intuitive and psychic gifts, this understanding of the law of attraction and how we show up to consciously create our life by the thoughts and the feelings that we entertain inside of our bodies. The human body, this specimen, this genome. Hi, Miss Kathy Curry. And hi, Tom. I see you too. Yeah, you're right, Tom. You haven't seen me in a while. I actually wanted to comment on that. Not seen you in a while, Emily. I'm just making myself a note because you guys know I'll start preaching about something and I'll come back and forget. But I did want to bring everyone's awareness to something that's very easy to forget because we see ourselves through polarity. Oh, you dumbass humans. No, we're not actually dumbass humans. The human specimen, the human genome, we are made up of the most intelligent bits of galactic DNA from all over the cosmos. Those of you who are into your starseed lineage, and you see Nefertiti as almost like her Arcturian self showing up there, you're going to identify and connect with this idea that we hold galactic knowledge and information from all over our cosmos. And as we wake up to how powerful this engineered system is to create, and I hope that you'll see a lot of different crossovers here. By the way, just by a show of like hearts and clicking across the screen, how many of you guys are super into the idea of galactic DNA, our extraterrestrial ancestors? That idea of, we'll say, creation. I'm using that term very loosely because most people, including myself, I was brought up very Southern Baptist. I believed in the creation story looked more like you could pick one of two. You could pick that you believed that God spoke the universe into existence, or you could pick that you believed in evolution or the Big Bang. Both of them at their fundamental core connect sound. Sound is the primordial creation energy. So whichever story you believe in, maybe you bend more towards the religious side, but I hope you can at least see a crossover or the connection that we are here to be the ultimate creators in the likeness and image of God. And we're here to create in the highest good of ourselves and everyone connected to us. So when we begin to marry and find not areas where these things oppose each other, but the resonances of truth, pronounce that with two little weird accents there. Sometimes I do that. Then you're going to begin to be able to hold multiple perspectives. That is a huge superpower that we get once we learn to expand our consciousness, when we don't have to pick one side of or the other of belief, but we learn to hold multiple perspectives. The key code in creating truth. Sean says, yes, both are somatics. Yes. Learn to hold multiple perspectives of how and why we're experiencing all of what we're experiencing, whether you're looking at it from the galactic standpoint, whether you're looking at it through a global standpoint, or whether you're looking at it through your own personal microcosm. All of these epic storylines are the same. And when we can learn to hold multiple perspectives for ourselves, we can stop being pissed at ourselves for when we act incongruently to how we think we should act. We can start holding more peace and compassion for those that we're at war with in our own microcosm. And that's how we begin to create a planet where peace. You guys, we have access to so much intelligence, creativity, and master level genius through each one of you that would blow your mind. But one of the reasons that you can't access it yet on the microcosm is because you haven't made peace within yourself. And these high level quantum technologies that I'm talking about are so powerful, they can be used to destroy us if we don't have peace within ourselves. So it's a fundamental key code to unlocking your ability to connect into the Akashic record and download whatever you want in any moment. You got to make peace with yourself and love yourself. Okay? Commenting anyone while you haven't seen me in a while. I hope that many of you know about this. And if you don't know about this, one of my absolute favorite times of the year is over Lionsgate. It's not only a very powerful astrological alignment, but it's one of the times during the year when I get to stand in a really high level of impact and creatorship, because 2 years ago, I created what feels like a masterpiece event. I just love it. A Mount Shasta Akashic Alchemy immersion, where I take visionaries and thought leaders into Mount Shasta. It is an incredibly transformative experience because we have not only really incredible quantum technology there. I feel like I won the lottery this year. I met Bill Homan, who is the keeper of the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull, one of the most incredible pieces of technology here on our planet. And Bill traveled with myself and the Seekers, who all went into Mount Shasta over Lionsgate. We work with Paula Venus, who is a steward of Mount Shasta, takes us right into the vortex points of that mountain, which will activate the DNA. And this past experience was so incredibly transformative. And I'm so excited to welcome a whole new class of visionaries who have signed on to work with me in my deeper level programs. So the Academy is really built as an online mystery school, a space where you can learn about these quantum energies, specifically what your unique genius is, and begin to cultivate and craft this medicine and technology here on the planet. But it's a minimum 1-year program of working and traveling with me. And we brought on an entire new class of visionaries, entrepreneurs, and the personal expansion that I underwent, as well as the business expansion of the commitment to co-create with people who are ready to step into powerful responsibility around their gifts and skills, has created a different focus for my attention, really diving deep with those new, it just feels like soul family. And the good news is there will be another one of these events coming up in Sedona in the winter time. I'm gearing up for what all of those pieces look like, and I'm going to be sharing that with you here. So very excited to be back. I've also noticed a lot of thought leaders and visionaries and people that I personally follow. I love their content on social media, have been pulling back from social media a little bit as well, which to me is always a sign that, sometimes we'll go through seasons of our experience where our attention needs to be elsewhere. And I'm just finding a lot of that pattern as well, of people really taking the time to go deep and to go inward together. So I'm excited that you're here and we get to go deep and inward. With no further ado, I'm going to dive into some questions now. So wherever you all have questions, comments, you can ask about galactic shifts. It's really a no holds barred in terms of questions and what you can ask. I will share that I won't get to everybody's question here live on the show. So here's what I had to say to you about that. Type your question in anyway. The way the Akashic Records work, and that intelligence is already flowing through this space. For those of you who are tapped in now or on the replay, you're getting a transmission of energy, whether you know it or you feel it or not. But the thoughts that are running through your mind are actually being illuminated by Akash energy. Akash is a Sanskrit word that means ether, and ether is primordial energy. Energy untouched by any human emotion, just from a very neutral perspective of unconditional love and zero judgment. Likewise, the questions that you type in, whether I am pulled to your specific question or not, you will begin to receive intelligence. You will begin to see these challenges of your life from a new perspective as the days from this broadcast unfold. I say, when I work with people, 90% of the work unfolds after the moments that we're actually spending here together. So type your questions in. Just that in and of itself will bring intelligence. It's like a signal to the universe that you want new ideas about this, and so you will notice them dropping in. If I answer a question that feels like it resonates with you, but you are not the one who asked the question, I want you to receive the message as it's coming from your guides. If it resonates with you, this is your guides. I'm trained that in the Akashic Records, we have masters, including ascended masters, archangels, teachers. Those are light beings who are lesson specific, who come to work with us through particular lessons in our life. Loved ones, our loved ones who have passed, and guides, the spirit guides that are with us from our first breath until our last breath. And this is just a storyline that keeps all of our vocabulary synchronous so that we can communicate with each other. It's all your higher self as well. It's all God energy as well. If you can hold multiple perspectives and realize that, yes, Archangel Michael or Archangel Metatron or Yeshua, Ascended Master, Lao Tzu, Ascended Master, Mother Mary, Ascended Master, can come through and speak to you, that is a personification of an archetype, an energy that is wanting to be transmitted to you through you as your higher self, or the unique aspect of the God personality that you get to show up as. And the holographic universe theory tells us that even though you are incarnating as one little aspect of the God personality, you actually hold the entirety of the God personality in every particle of your being. That was definitely coming through for you guys from the records. All right, with no further ado, let's get some questions here. Let's see. Okay. Tracy Hoover, I've just been given a healing gift, remote healing. I've been given confirmation that it helped. Where is the universe going to take me with this gift? Tracy, here's the beauty. Thank you for asking this. First of all, I just want to make an acknowledgement. We're all receiving gifts right now. The first challenge is, can you see it? Can you identify what gift it is that you're being given right now? So that's actually, I just want to start there, Tracy. Oh, thank you so much. I want everyone to take a moment, close your eyes. And I want you to just ask with a sincere heart, with the intention of serving yourself, the planet, those around you, to their highest good. Ask for the intelligence, the revelation, the understanding of what gift is revealing itself to you right now. Tracy's using the word gift, like a healing gift. Sometimes I'll use the word medicine, like we're receiving a certain medicine protocol, an energy protocol. Sometimes I'll use the word technology. I kind of use those words interchangeably to mean we are assimilating knowledge. We're understanding, oh, when I think a certain way and then feel a certain way and then maybe breathe a certain way and then shoot energy out of one of my chakra energy centers a certain way, X, Y, Z begins to happen. First step is having an acknowledgement and an awareness of what's shifting for you. So I'm just inviting that to be received for everybody right now. Close your eyes. Whatever first drops into your mind, you go with that. Okay? Good. My experience, Tracy, has been, and I'm feeling the guides bringing in this intelligence and asking me to relay it just through my experience for you, that the more I use the gift and the more that I basically just play with the gift, the more I begin to understand it. So for me, when I completed my own training in the Akashic Records, I knew that I wanted to teach other people how to access their records. I didn't necessarily want to become a record reader because, sorry, I'm a mom. And sometimes you all know I can get a little bit crude. It's not that crude, but you all can wipe your own butt. I mean, come on. I'm over the butt wiping stage. All of my children are teenagers. Here would be a less crude way to say it. Accountability is a real thing. And it's my job to inspire a state of accountability within each one of you rather than to be the accountable one for you. So yeah, I can be a great oracle, but I'd rather teach you to be your own oracle. So for me, when I learned to read the Akashic Records, that was very alive in my field, that I wanted to actually teach other people how to do it. And the way that I was trained is through the lineage of Linda Howe. Linda Howe is an incredible light keeper. She, a wisdom keeper, light worker. She channeled in this wisdom in the 1960s It came through her as a prayer. And that was the method that I learned, was accessing the records through a prayer. But I knew very well that that was Linda's way. And the way that I needed to take people into accessing their records would need to come uniquely through me. So I asked my guides, hey, how do I take people into the records? And they gave me a very, very simple formula, which looks like, imagine a crystalline tube of light, drop it into Mother Earth, connect it into the Akash. We want the consciousness in the heart space. We don't want the mind, the neurons of the mind processing the information that come in. We want the heart neurons to process. So we drop the consciousness into the heart. Then we use primordial sound, Om. There's a certain like prayer chant that's spoken and ohmed into the records, and we're in the records. Now, did I understand all of the nuance or how this process worked in the beginning? I have been amazed. The more that I use this, the more that I teach others, what happens is the process, the medicine, it's like the consciousness of what this does affects everybody. It works whether we know about it or not. But it's like I had to get to know it in a relationship form in using it so that it could reveal itself to me and how all the different nuance of the energy worked. So now when I take people through the process, I understand that the crystalline tube of light gives us an opportunity to actually experience our own quantum energy. And if you've been through a tap into the record, actually we're gonna go into the records today, everybody. I'm gonna grab a couple more questions, and then I actually want to take you all into the record so that you have a real life meditational experience today. But we'll focus on that crystalline tube of light, where I said you can witness your quantum energy from a different perspective. It's actually just easier to show you than to try to tell you what I mean anyway. So lucky you, and thank you, Tracy Hoover, because this question actually opened up the opportunity for us all to go into the records in just a bit. I'm just making a note for myself, the crystalline tube of light. We'll really play with that activation. Right on. Thank you, Miss Tracy. Okay, let me go to, Tom says, the word I received was intelligence. When I talked about what kind of medicine or what are you receiving right now? That's really awesome. Very good. Okay. Scrolling for comments here. Ooh. Dara Harris. Hello from Texas. Hello from Texas, Miss Dara. Hello. Actually, hello from the High Sierras, Reno, Nevada. That's really where I am. Thinking I am here to help with plant medicine. If you have a hunch, I'm going to say yes. And knowing that the world can so benefit from plant medicine right now, Dara, I'm going to say absolutely yes to that one. You're learning a lot on the subject, but feel there is so much more I can do. Right on. Okay, so let's just tap into the records here for you. I'm going to get some information coming in. Okay, the guides want to speak not only to you, Dara, around this, but everyone who's feeling something similar, because they are making an acknowledgement that as individuals, we are giving more attention, more value to our innate curiosity, which is just opening up like almost like a ferocious expansion of our consciousness down those when we explore our curiosity. And that ferocious expansion that your soul is just feeling like it needs to step into, Dara, that's where you're feeling, oh, it feels like there's so much more that I need to learn and so much more that I can do. Just remember, you hold the entirety of the consciousness of this excitement, this curiosity of being here to help the world with plant medicine, all within your awareness as you like glimpse how you could possibly show up in this space. And that can feel a little overwhelming. If you can relate to that, give me some hearts across the screen if you can relate to feeling overwhelmed by how you feel like the universe is inviting you to call, or inviting you forward, inviting you to show up right now. I think a really powerful reframe for that nature of overwhelm that we can feel is, first of all, remembering we hold it all within us anyway. It's like the acorn holds the energy of the oak tree, holds the blueprint of the oak tree. And what's happening is you're actually Learning to hold multiple perspectives, like I talked about early on in this video. I love when things tie themselves together like this. So good. So you're holding the frequency as you're experiencing this as a human, which feels very much like, oh, I'm just waking up to this knowledge. Oh, this is fun. Oh, shit, it feels like there's a lot to do. Because you've jumped up into this higher perspective that knows that you are already a master of this field and all the intelligence is already within you. It's just you're waking up to it, and it feels very, very rapid on how we wake up to it. But when you can offer yourself the explanation, not that it feels like, oh, cross, so overwhelming. Oh, this is just the part of my consciousness that has jumped into the bigger picture and is excited about what is possible, all these things that are possible that I might not have been seeing until now. Another really powerful tool that can be helpful that I'm hearing from the guides right now is ask for just the next step. Because when we are visionaries and we jump from macro to micro, from macro to micro, if you get too stuck in the human experience, your human gets overwhelmed. It's like, oh. So first of all, remember, this is an expansion of your consciousness happening. It's just you jumping from macro to micro, learning to hold multiple perspectives, up-leveling in your own awakening. And then just from that perspective of the higher self, okay, what's the one next thing, one next action step I need to take? Because the action steps are super important. And then once you get that action step, you jump back down into your human form and you let your human get to work. Okay? Does that resonate with you all? I'd love to just check in with the audience here, see how that is resonating. I loved that question. Tara is in the house. Tara Abrams, so good to see you. I don't know if you happen to still be on, but I did a beautiful interview. Tara had me on her podcast, 1 Million Meditators, last week. And I guess I did a good job because I got invited back. I get to hang out with Tara and this amazing community that she's a part of again this Sunday and bring through a live meditation in the Akashic Records. So I'm super excited about that. I'm glad you're here. Dara says, thank you so much. You're welcome, my dear. Deb Duran in the house. Hello, Miss Deb. When I talk about that new class of visionaries that I get to work with and help build out their visions, Deb is one of them. So I can't stop smiling because she knows just how powerful and how fun it's been. The other cool thing is Deb and the rest of these this class of visionaries, those who are working with me at that 1 year level right now. I talked about the Mitchell Hedges Crystal Skull. We get to show up once a month and have transmissions and connection time and Q&A with the Mitchell Hedges Crystal Skull, who is also here supporting the up-leveling and the creation of the missions of those who joined me in Shasta. I should say joined me in Shasta and then joined me for the deeper dive as we continue to work together and travel together for the year. Okay. I'm going to take one more question here, and then we're going to go into the records. Cindy says, how do we access it on Sunday? Great question, Miss Cindy. I'll put a link in here for you. Okay. Karen says, I am looking to heal CPTSD. I'm guessing that's an actual type of PTSD, although I'm not familiar. So feel free to school me, Karen, about my channel and information anyway. Looking to cure it permanently and quickly. Oh, and thank you, because as you seek medicine for yourself, you get to bring that medicine back to the planet. I have researched so much. Yes, quantum healing, psychedelics, plant medicine. What do you think? Yes. I have been a wellness and health advocate for many years. Also, human and women's rights. I am a visionary and love to share. Karen, I'm so glad you're here. We need more of you on the planet, or we need more people who are willing to step into their responsibility and get excited about sharing. Everybody, just witness Miss Karen. Demock for one moment. I just want everyone just to acknowledge you and your vision, witness it, what you're here to do on the planet. How amazing would it be if we had, and we do, we have the medicine for everything that we need. Ames Archer, I see you. We have medicine for everything that we need here on the planet. how many people could we help move through PTSD? And if we could do it permanently, when we can do it permanently and quickly because the medicine is here, oh, it's so good. Here's what I think about psychedelics. I actually have interesting experiences with them, which is nothing happens to me on them. One of the reasons I think nothing happens to me is I did so much work on advancing my consciousness by meditating and connecting into the Akashic Records that my mind just operates on that wavelength anyway. I sort of wish that I had tried it before I got so connected in my consciousness so that I could understand like what the experience is really like. But here's what I understand from my records and from other, I don't know, experts, I guess, in this area of the purpose of the psychedelics. So what happens is our mind creates neural pathways that get super ingrained. It's why we just like run the same storylines and the same thoughts over and over and over again. Now, if the human body and the human imagination can tap into an embodied experience where we literally feel good and happy and we see new ideas, and I should say it's like feeling that in the body stems from seeing new ideas. That's what causes the feeling or the dreamlike state of being able to embody a different reality for ourselves where we are peaceful, joyful, whole, and healed. If we can have an imaginative experience of that, then the body, the cells, the DNA can recreate it. That's why I said that the human genome is a freaking fascinating mechanism. And the psychedelics allow it's almost like a muting of those old neural pathways of the continual negative thoughts and storylines that we see ourselves in. And it makes the brain jump into really outside of the box ideas and connections and understandings, and we make new neural pathways. The new neural pathways, it's cool because I just got to talk in the last interview that I did an interview a little earlier this morning, and we hit on the subject of the 7 Hermetic principles. But the first of the 7 Hermetic principles says that everything that we create here on the planet stems from thought. So the understanding that psychedelics can alter our thought patterns in a positive way. This is another reason why, you guys, I said, I'm going to take this down for just a second here, just so it's not taking up so much of the screen. Maybe I'm not. There we go. Okay. One of the reasons that I talked about earlier on in this broadcast, you've got to be at a state of peace within yourself. You've got to be able to hold multiple perspectives to find peace within yourself. Because some of these medicines and technology that are available to us require us not to be at war about it. And so if we're at war within ourselves, oh, is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? We don't open up ourselves to actually receive the solution or receive the medicine. So this is a perfect example. It's a beautiful medicine that's available here to us. We must release preconceived notions of this being wrong or that move us into conflict so that we can fully access the medicine. And I think it's incredibly powerful. Let me see if anything else wanted to come in here, Karen, and then. And how's this resonating with you all, by the way? I've got lots of yeses in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool. Karen, let me know if this resonated with you, if you are still here. Oh, one more quick question. I'm not going to go super deep into this. But L. Van Tress says, Akashic Record work has helped me heal when other things haven't. And I just wanted to comment on what I was hearing from the guides to explain why this is. Okay. It's like sometimes I hear them say something, I'm like, yeah, that's not really true. Yeah, but in one form or fashion, it is true. So practice holding multiple perspectives, okay? What I heard is that all modalities work. Everything works to heal us. It's actually how you, how I as an individual show up to the process How do we show up differently that allows us to receive the healing? What's amazing about the Akashic Records and why it's so potent and successful in helping people heal is that when you perceive yourself and what you have experienced through the God mind, through how God sees you, when you see yourself and love yourself and know yourself the way that God sees you, you show up differently to the process. And that's one of the reasons the records is so effective, is it because it instantly takes us into that realm of consciousness where we can view things from our God perspective. From that sense, anything will work in the records. Your Reiki will work, your quantum theta healing will work, QHHT, I might have messed that one up, right? Doesn't that make sense? So those of you who feel like you're wisdom keepers, your tarot readings, your pendulum healings, all of the work that we're here to do, or the play or the wisdom that we have that can help others, naturally is going to work through the records, because it just allows people to see themselves through the God perspective, which is going to make us want to receive healing. We're going to stop being so pissed at ourselves. We're going to stop self-sabotaging. We're going to stop saying, oh, well, I'm not really worth the healing, which is what the subconscious is saying. I know on the surface we're not saying that, but the subconscious is saying that. So we move into the superconscious, which overrides it all. Great, great, great conversation today. All right. Who would like to go into their records with me? Send some hearts of love lack across the screen for me if you want to tap quickly into the records. Again, if this is the first time you're here, there are so many beautiful insights that came forward today that really tied themselves together. We cycled through a lot of the same dynamics, the importance of holding dual perspectives was the one that's coming up in my mind right now. I always need to make myself notes when I do this show, because when I send out the replay, I like to give people a hint on what they're going to expect in the show, but I never know what's going to happen until I get on here with you all and you call through what it is that we need to hear in these moments. And then I don't write it down. And because I'm in this higher frequency, when I go to type to my assistant the copy to send out for this show, I'm always like, what was it? What did we even talk about? All right. Sean keeps saying, I'm wondering if you saw my question. Nope, I didn't see it. But the guides and your Akashic Records have seen it. So please trust, Sean, that you will definitely have insight moving into your field. Okay? All right. Lori, first timer. So happy that you're here. I like first time. I like you all so much. But I don't know. It's always fun to make sure new people feel welcome. I don't know. That's the teenager in me that doesn't want any of y'all to feel excluded, okay? I'm glad you're here. Okay, we're going to tap into our records. We're going to specifically focus on the crystalline tube of light so that you can each experience your own quantum energy from a completely different perspective. Okay? Oh, Karen, theta brainwaves. Oh, okay. Because she said theta brainwaves, I got to give you guys just a real quick piece of magic, okay? Ooh, yep, I love theta brainwaves. Here's what I want to, I use theta brainwaves to completely timeline jump into a new dimension for myself that seemed daunting, exciting, but daunting. And so super easy. Theta brainwaves are the brainwaves that come alive during REM sleep when we're dreaming, REM rapid eye movement. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, gently look up underneath your eyes and feel the eyes begin to jump a little bit there. Theta brainwaves do not recognize limitation, which is why we could lucid dream, we can astral travel, we can do many, many amazing things in our dream time. When you close the eyes and look up underneath the eyes like that, you're recreating that energy within your body that's going to trigger theta brainwaves. So I just tap in. I think of myself in the new timeline, my ideal dream life. Okay. I could hear it, smell it, almost taste it. I felt the joy in my body. I felt the wind on my skin where I was, right? Again, as humans, we're this incredible specimen, this incredible genome, this incredible genetic engineering machine to create. This is how we do it. We think a thought, we let our body fuel up with the energy that's behind that, and then we project it out into the cosmos. So projecting out through your third eye, gently looking up, making those theta brainwaves happen. Experience right now. I want you to imagine yourself in your ideal timeline, living your ideal life, showing up and serving the planet with your unique genius. And let all of your sense memory come online. And just shoot that out there into the planet. Yeah, I feel it. I feel you all playing with this. Good job. And the fact that we're doing it all together, whether you're doing it live or on the replay, there's a synchronicity to us all doing this work together that allows it to be just really incredibly potent. We increase the vibrational frequency as we're all doing it together. All right, cool. So thank you for playing with me there a little bit. A little bit about theta brainwaves, how you can use them, like 30 seconds a day. You guys, if there's a particular outcome that you're working to manifest in your life, or an up level or a timeline jump, feel free to play with that one. I personally love that medicine. All right, tapping into our records. I want you to sit up nice and straight. I want you to close your eyes, and with your inner awareness, I want you to focus on a crystalline tube of light running up and down the spine. Okay? First, we're just going to take deep breaths and clear that baby out. Nice, deep fluid breaths. Moving the energy through the body. If your eyes are not closed, I'm going to invite you to close them. You don't have to. Another choice would be to do like the Taoist, just eyes barely open. A soft gaze is what it's called. But the reason we're really going to spend some time here with the crystalline energy tube, with this quantum tube of light, is because, like I said, it allows you to experience your quantum energy differently. And if you have an experience, an encounter with yourself and what your quantum energy feels like, you're going to have major up levels. I don't even know what it's going to open up in your field, but I promise you it will. But we're also going to receive upgrades in the individual components of our intuitive senses. So your intuitive senses are your clair senses or your psychic senses. Your clairaudience, which is clear inner hearing, clairvoyance, clear inner seeing, claircognizance, clear inner take two. Claircognizance is a clear inner knowing, and clairsentience is a clear inner feeling. Those are your inner senses. You need those inner senses because people, with your 5 outer senses that you have, that are what most of us use to interpret the world around us, if you're only using your 5 outward senses of sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, you can only perceive 0.003% of the entirety of the spectrum of energy that exists here for us. That's 0.003% can you interpret with your 5 senses. So you're missing the vast majority of the energy that's moving out there. You're missing intelligence. When you open up the intuitive or the inner senses, it allows you a higher level bandwidth to what's going on in our world. So it's really important that we don't think of our psychic, our clair senses as woo-woo or silly or mystical. This is what's actually going to open up our ability to communicate with higher dimensions of intelligence. Okay? So we're going to start with the clairvoyance, clear inner vision. And I want you to imagine that crystalline tube of light. Focus your inner awareness, your inner eyes on that crystalline tube of light. I want you to examine that crystalline tube of light from the inside. So go into where it's hollow and just notice where this crystalline tube of light is smooth, where it's faceted. Just notice what you notice. Shifting the awareness now to the outside of the crystalline tube. Again, noticing where it's smooth, where it's faceted. And then pull the awareness back a little bit more so you can watch your breath. Breath is that primordial life force energy. It's your essence energy. Take a deep breath. Watch the breath as it moves through each one of the 7 chakras. There are more, but we're just going to focus on those 7. The Roy G. Biv. Okay, the chakras are the color of the rainbow, starting with red at the root or the base of your spine, yellow in the sacral or the womb area, orange in the sacral, the womb area, the reproductive organs. Yellow is your personal power center, your inner sun. It's about 2 inches above your belly button. The heart space is green. Throat is blue. Third eye is indigo. Crown is violet. And they all do something very cool, but we're not going to dive deep into that today. Just, you guys probably already know what each one of your chakras does. But watch, see if you can bring the awareness, let the imagination fill with what it must look like as the breath moves through the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the violet, and it's spreading out 360 degrees through your crystalline tube of light. It's going to create a kaleidoscope effect that is unique to you. And so just see if you can get in touch with that, witnessing that energy, rippling out your beautiful, unique spectrum of light, or I should say maybe shape, these sacred geometrical shapes of light. See if you can notice how far out the light goes. Does it stop? Does it start to get dim at some point? Is it just bright, rippling out 360 degrees to the cosmos? Just notice what you notice. Cool. And the more you can play with the inner vision, the more you're going to receive an activation of your clairvoyance, your ability to have clear inner vision. Okay? Holding this in the awareness, holding the vision. I want you to imagine now that you can hear a sound, a specific sound associated with each one of your chakras. And as you breathe, you experience your quantum energy is beautiful, colored, sacred, geometrical light, and now sound. Just imagining that you can hear it. Hearing that sound. It's kind of a lot for the imagination to hold. It's good for you. It's what's going to help you hold multiple perspectives in your life. So seeing the color, the geometry, hearing the sound of each unique harmonic of your chakras playing in symphony together. Now imagine you can feel a vibration. If there was a vibrational quotient of the light, the shape, the color, the sound that you see right now, allow yourself to experience that vibrational frequency. Oh, so much for the imagination to hold. I can feel you guys buzzing. As you imagine that feeling, what the energetic quotient of all that energy is, as you feel that, it activates your clairsentience. Now we're going to activate claircognizance, clear knowing. And we're going to do that again through the imagination. So right now you're experiencing all of this quantum energy, light, color, sound, shape, vibration. You're experiencing it as a singularity moving up and down the crystalline tube of light. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1, and I want you to move this from a singularity into multiplicity, meaning every cell of your body comes alive with this quantum pattern in 3, 2, 1. Now, holding it in the awareness, holding all of that energy in the awareness. Yes, it's a lot to hold. Just notice what you notice. Activating your energies, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can release the imagination to take a few breaths. Woo, you feel what I mean? Powerful activation of your quantum awareness. Breathing, moving that energy through the body. That's just what happens when we play with the crystalline tube. Just to give you an example of how my medicine has revealed itself to me over the course of consecrating this, using it myself and using it with others. In the beginning, it was just find that crystalline tube of light. And I'll take you through the rest now of how opening the records was for me in the beginning. It doesn't look like this now. Actually, every piece of the journey that we go on, from traveling into Mother Earth to traveling into the Akash, has a powerful storyline and a shift in our consciousness, but we're just going to go deep with the crystalline tube today. So dropping that crystalline tube of light all the way down into the belly of Mother Earth. So if we travel through dimensional layers, we travel through the crust, the realm of our ancestors. We travel down through the roots. This is the medicine realm of Mother Earth. We travel down through the crystals, the crystalline realm. We travel through the sacred underground waters, and we anchor in the womb, the belly, the core of Mother Earth. And like I said, there's wisdom, intelligence, activation through all of those different levels that we go down through. But we're just going to receive that energy today and not fully go into it. Bring the consciousness back up through that crystalline tube of light, all the way up through the layers, through the water, the crystals, the roots, our ancestors. Move that energy back into the physical body and feel your body filling up with Mother Earth energy. This is altering your chemistry, turning on your DNA. Good, focusing again on that crystalline tube of light this time, shooting it out the top of the head with your intention, sending that energy through the layers of space and time, exiting the universe, exiting the multiverse, inhaling. Anchor that crystalline tube of light into the Akash, the ether, the all that is. Nice slow exhale, setting an intention that you're going to acclimate to this very high frequency energy as you exhale, opening up that crystalline tube. Now letting the intelligence of the Akash spiral down. It comes down in gold, platinum, and diamond energy, spiraling down through the layers of space and time, integrating in through your upper gateways, harnessing, activating in the soul star chakra, spiraling down to the crown, the third eye, the fourth eye, the throat, the ascended heart, the solar plexus, the sacral root, spiraling down out your feet through earth star chakra below your feet, anchoring into the belly of Mother Earth, breathing now. So you've got this powerful connection between Mother Earth, the Akash, and you're running all of these energies through your physical human body. The support, the strength, the embodiment of Mother Earth with the intelligence of the Akash. And this is shifting and illuminating and changing things. It's rearranging your field so that you can have access now to the highest level of intelligence available for you. So drop the consciousness down into the heart space. I invite you to repeat after me. With this Om, I relax my body. And then we're going to Om together. I don't know how many of you have your eyes open, but you might have noticed there, I had just like a big release, a relaxation of my physical body after I gave that directive. You actually like probably saw my shoulders let down. With this Om, I relax my mind. With this Om, I release my ego. Ego is anything that defines us as separate from source energy, just so we have a common language in here. With this Om, I release my ego. With this Om, I call in the light. With this Om, I open the Akashic Records of Emily Suzanne Harrison. I use my full name, first, middle, and last, which carries the vibrational frequency of my soul forward and backward through time. The records are now open. All right, everybody, with your records open. Oh, shoot. I didn't tell you all to not do this while you're driving, but I think you're smart enough to know. I want you to trust the intelligence that flows in for you, but tap into an area where you feel really challenged, where you feel karmically you've been repeating cycles. And I want you to specifically ask, what's the highest lesson that I can learn from this experience? What is my higher self trying to teach me? What am I being invited to learn through this experience? I like that one the best. I was channeling in whatever they told me. Took me to that take 3 to get it perfect. Okay. What am I being invited to learn through this experience? I'm just holding the space that those answers are flowing in. I have one more question that I want you all to experience. Some of you are still receiving intelligence here, so I don't want to move too quickly. If you're watching the replay and you feel like you're still receiving intelligence here, feel free to pause the video and you come back to this. The second question, two-parter. Before you ask the question, call up that frequency. Remember that when we did the theta brainwave meditation together earlier, and you were allowing yourself the sense memory experience. It's not really a past memory, it's like a future memory. You're calling up that frequency within the body. I want you to tap into that timeline, that highest expression of yourself. And what's happening right now is you're actually astral traveling to, just using languaging so we can all kind of be on the same page here. You're moving to a different room, a different file within the records that holds the consciousness of your highest and best timeline here on the planet, the highest expression of you being fulfilled and happy and joyful. And I want you to simply ask, how do I get here? And just 3 steps. And they might seem so stupid. You might hear, drink more water. I want you to trust whatever comes in for you. Remember, the beautiful ceremony that I only led you a part way through. We went mostly the fast way into the records today. But that experience of our own quantum energy through the crystalline tube, I know that's powerful. I didn't know all of that in the beginning. You don't need to know all of that in the beginning. You just need to know what are the 3 steps I need to take next. How do I get there? This highest vibrational timeline. And write down what you get. Make a note of what you get. Keep it simple. Yeah. All right, I'm sure that the information is still flowing in for everybody. I don't want to close the records up too quickly. But it is my job to make sure that you close them, because it's like having your zipper down. Zipper is what I said. I said it with a weird accent there, like I do sometimes. Having your zipper down, right? You are really open to a lot of energy when your Akashic records are open. Eventually, as our planet learns to, each one of us, reconnect continually to the records and to hold this frequency continually, there won't be a need to close the records. It's like they're just always open and they can always stay open. But right now, because we're still learning as a collective to hold this high energy frequency, and another thing that happens is we're not only downloading, but we're also uploading to the records. And you want to be in a very mindful, high vibrational frequency when you are uploading information to the records, meaning the records are recording every single thing that happens all the time anyway. So we want to be very mindful in this space, and we want to not upload our temper tantrums and our triggers and all that other shit. So it is my responsibility to close the records for you all. Zip up your spiritual pants. All right, you did a really, really great job for today. To close the records, we just give thanks for all knowledge, all healing that has presented itself in this space for each one of us. And we give that energy now back to the collective, meaning the fact that we've had an aha awakening experience means that others who are now ready to receive that same intelligence, same shift of perspective, that becomes more available and more illuminated for them. So thank you. The work that you did on the microcosm today becomes medicine for the collective. And we want to give all of that medicine back to our beautiful collective. And with one final Om, closing the Akashic Records. The records are now closed. All right. If you, such a great session today. Somebody's calling me. Let me just make sure it's not a kid. Not a kid. Great session today. I'm feeling really charged, really alive in my chi energy. So thank you all. It's 1:11 my time, Pacific time. That's always fun to get a little extra wink and nod from the universe when we acknowledge these gateways, these portals that open up. If you would like to have firsthand information when it comes out about my events that are coming up, I'm going to have a couple of virtual events coming up in the next several months that will be leading up to my next immersion event that will happen in February in Sedona. And I'm so excited. I love creating events, you all. I love creating experiences for you to just to blow your mind, really. I've talked long enough today. I could go off on some riff of trying to explain to you just how much your life changes when you train like a master, when you train like a Jedi. You guys are so welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that was powerful for you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you want to be in the know about not only the virtual events that are coming up, but the next in-person event, please reach out and send me a private message. I am crafting what the next virtual event was going to look like right now. We're probably a few weeks out, and I might limit the seating on it. I'm not 100% sure about that. Like I said, the guides are still really giving me the construct of how I need to show up to conduct that framework, that container, how I need to facilitate that experience. But if it turns into an invitation only or a limited seating, which I'm kind of feeling like it might, those of you who let me know that this is right for you and that you want to be included, I will definitely include you first. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if this has served you, please share this out. The more of us that step into higher levels of consciousness and peace and creativity within ourselves, the faster our planet will change and the more fun it will be. We can get out of this old construct of learning through struggle and strife, and we can make it fun again. Okay? I love you all. Namaste.